Presented by Ceramic Speed, part of the victory.
Welcome to Breakfast with Bob. This is our championship edition from Challenge Denmark, our champion of the first ever Challenge Denmark, our main man from Luxembourg, Mr. Dirk Bockel, Olympian, winner of Ironman events, Regensburg, Melbourne, and now Challenge Denmark. What you thinking?
Well, I made it complete. I actually won 70.3s.
Yes.
I won Ironman. I won Challenge long distance, and the only thing that was missing was the challenge.
That's right. You won Challenge Roth.
Yeah, but that's a full distance, so I never won a half distance under the challenge flag, and that was a big goal, and I guess this is checked off. First time event. I have to say congrats to all the guys organizing it here. It was pretty smooth. I mean, there was no hiccups, anything. Typical Danish weather. We got some rain, we got cold water. But the cool thing is the accommodation. Every single house has a sauna, so that's what I'm gonna be doing now. Feet up, drink my champagne, hang out in the sauna. Good talks with Maka back at the house. You know, it's very, very funny. So
What I love is, you know, you were at a point in your career. You're going to turn 38, I think, soon. You're 37 years old. You win Ironman Melbourne. It's a huge win. It's a regional championship, and then the positive and negative. You win, but you hurt your hip, and basically, even though you came to Challenge Roth, you really weren't right, and you haven't raced since.
yeah, you don't want to approach a peak race with 2 months without running.
No,
It doesn't go really well. It went good till
the
kilometer 21, 25. I was still in second, third. Well, and then we heard this big boom, and that was me actually. That was my engine, and it popped, and I walked home. And yeah, still not too bad when you come back with a sixth place, but you know that's not what I'm shooting for, especially not when you're the defending champion. And so this year everything looks good. I mean, we're 4 weeks out of Challenge Roth, and that's an amazing race, the biggest race I ever won. But it was also personal for me, the biggest, most emotional race that I ever participated, and you know, I want to go back. I want to repeat that.
This has to be emotional from the perspective of you. Your career could have been over, right? If it had stretched out too much more with you not being able to run, who knows what might have happened, right? And you're not a young guy, but you've been very good about not over racing in your career. So when you have a race like this and you've got a Martin Jensen who's a powerhouse on the bike, and I was thinking, let's see where Dirk is off the bike. When I saw you come in at the end of the bike, and my first thought was, you were cross-eyed because I knew Martin knows that you're probably a better runner, so he had to get away on a bike, which meant he was pushing some wattage that you might not have seen before.
Yeah, well, I've seen the wattage before, but I mean, it wasn't that crazy. But every time I looked down, I saw terrible amounts of speed. Sometimes we had tailwind, sometimes we had headwind. But it was very, very stressful, and I was happy because first of all we did 20 meters, and that's important. So none of the athletes, just hiding behind anyone, and so it was tough. It started raining, so it got a little sketchy in the technical parts, and yeah, he tried to get rid of me, and well, once in a while I saw in the technical parts that I was a little bit better. So sometimes he was like 50 meters away, then he came back a couple of meters, and I was like, maybe I need to pass him. But just to pass him out of that very consistent high pace, holy crap, that was
really hard.
That was hard. And out of transition, I mean, he ran out the first kilometer.
I saw that. He was flying.
And I told him, dude, he told me, good job on the bike. And I'm like, well, you can still talk? Holy crap. And he ran so fast, and I said, okay, let's go for second. I mean, let's try. And then after 1.5, 2K, you know, we ran shoulder to shoulder, and I felt like he's breathing harder than I. But I'm usually good at the beginning, and then the back end, you know, it could be the problem because I'm just running every second day, so I shouldn't tell too many people. But we're not all the way up to speed, and so I knew towards the end it's going to be tough. He was gone, but then there's this young Danish talent. And
Thomas Range.
yeah, and Thomas, he did an excellent race, and he was so close, and I couldn't really back off. I wanted to jog in the last 5K, but he was close, and I had to step on the gas all the way. So
When you've put in training, but you really don't know what you're going to be like on race day because you haven't raced in so long.
Yeah.
There's a familiarity when you race often. Right. When you haven't raced in basically a year, was
I'll tell
there?
you what I did.
Yes.
I wrote down, as if it would be my first race, transition. What do you need? This is what you
It's
need.
like starting over, right?
You need a Ziploc bag, you need your gel, you need your shoes, you need your socks, and that's what I did because it's been over a year,
Yeah.
and I didn't know if I'm able to come back. And then I approached it as if it would have been my first race ever, and I practiced putting the helmet on, putting the helmet down, putting the helmet on. Don't tell too many people, but
that's
I mean, it worked smooth. But I'm a big believer of a routine, of repetition.
Right.
And that's what makes you an expert in whatever you do. And
You didn't have it because you hadn't raced in a year.
yeah. So I did it in practice. Everything went smooth, and I guess coming back with a win, I guess the team is happy. Thanks for them that they supported me even throughout the difficult times. It's always you have 1,000 friends if you win, but the people that stand behind you when it's not perfect, you got to honor that. And big thanks to the sponsors, especially to the team, to my coach. So that's amazing that they support me, even though I was out for such a long time.
That's a great point you made, that everybody's your friend when you win. But it's only the people who hang out with you when you're wearing lederhosen who are your real friends.
We're going to do
Remember
that again,
yes,
though.
We will. Yes, we will. Dirk Bockel, Challenge Denmark champion. Again, this is Breakfast with Bob Championship Edition with a champion. We are brought to you by Ceramic Speed. We are at Challenge Denmark. Hold on, everyone. We will be right back.
Presented by Ceramic Speed, part of the victory.